would have walked on. If this said oxygen was not real, you would laugh and continue walking.
No, I would have
but
to
because it says Jesus.
If it said oxygen is not real, I'd have to correct it.
Because it says Jesus is the truth, the way, and the life.
I have to correct it. If you said that Benjamin Franklin invented the motor car, I would have to correct that.
Okay, and if he
if it said that Columbus discovered Ohio in 1922,
They don't know who he's up
I would have
against,
to correct
does
that.
he?
Okay. All right. And then you would
Truth, yes.
Do you care about truth?
Absolutely. It's the only way to understand reality, is to know what is verifiably true. And you can't call it truth if you can't show that it is true.
But the thing is, you prove it. You prove it.
Yeah, I can show you truth about evolution, things that we know and can prove to be true of evolution. You can't show me anything. So I can prove it.
Macro evolution.
Absolutely. Many times.
What is science?
I already explained. Why did you change?
What is science?
Why did you change?
You brought up evolution.
You did, and then we brought it to macroevolution. You said no, you can't, and then changed the subject.
You brought up evolution, and I'm saying you
and
can.
then you specified macroevolution.
You said you can prove evolution,
yes,
and I said you cannot prove macroevolution.
There is no difference. Yes, I can.
Is macroevolution observable?
Yes.
In nature?
Yes.
Outside of a lab?
Yes.
Where?
Everywhere.
Not micro.
Everywhere.
Macro.
Everywhere.
Macro.
It's called a ring species. It's called a ring species.
Documented dozens of times.
Evolution takes what, millions of years?
Wrong.
And you observed millions
Because he's
of years?
wrong.
He's talking over us.
Macroevolution, you've observed millions.
What is
millions of years?
It doesn't take millions of years. What do you think macroevolution is?
One species becoming another species.
That is not the entire story.
Not micro.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Macro.
Listen to what I'm saying. A population of a species can then become another species.
Yeah, you're talking about metamorphosis.
That parent species can then continue on as it is. You do not have to linearly.
You're arguing against metamorphosis.
You've seen a cat become a dog.
That never is going to
That's
happen.
metamorphosis.
That is not evolution.
Of evolution. What are the laws of evolution?
That's what they get for being taught by Matt Slick.
You're
They lose-
always gonna
lose
be
track of what
your
you're saying.
ancestors were. You have to be a new virgin. It's descent with inherent modification. That's why we're still apes.
Where can one
We are new types
species
of apes.
mate
We are
with
new types
another
of fish.
species?
What?
Where can one species mate
That
and produce
is an irrelevant
offspring?
comment.
We're talking about macroevolution.
But no, we are. You're talking about something else.
You said I can prove
Macroevolution, and then you started talking about different species mating, which is not the same thing.
It's a species. That's what makes it. That's what defines a species.
That's the reverse.
That it can.
No, that's exactly backwards. It's one species becoming multiple species, not multiple species becoming one.
Okay, so one species becomes both what? Bird and
do not. No,
reptile?
A population of a species branches off and becomes a new type of species.
That cannot.
Let me
cannot
finish.
mate with its own species anymore.
It can no longer reproduce viable offspring
with its own
parent
species.
species.
Right,
No, it's
right,
parent
exactly,
species.
because it's a new species.
Yes.
And then it must mate with another that also mutated.
No, that population is now a
same
new
thing.
species that reproduces
That's
with
how they
itself.
reproduce.
No, they don't.
They
It's the
reproduce
same way
with.
that
Oh my God.
languages evolved. We didn't have one guy suddenly. There was everybody speaking Latin.
It's
and then
foolish.
elbow
It's
you in the-
foolish, isn't it?
We don't have everybody
I saw you
speaking
before,
Latin and then one guy speaking French.
could be here all-
find
you could
somebody
be here
who
all
speaks
day,
French.
man.
It's a population level change.
Yeah, I call it Spanglish. I speak Spanish and English.
Well, then you
first.
understand that
Right.
Spanish evolved from Latin, right?
Right.
So if you go back 1500 AD or whatever, you would have language that is not quite Latin anymore, but not yet Spanish. Right? If you're reading like Don Quixote.
But it's both verbally spoken language. I'm talking totally different. Going to
How
like
is it totally
telepathic.
Where in evolution do you ever have anything totally different?
No,
macro and macro
Where?
Sir,
Give me an
here's-
example, please. Where in nature, where in evolution do you ever get anything totally different?
Cats and dogs.
How are they related?
They can't. Well, they're both mammals.
They have a
They're
common
close
When they're
ancestor.
different
They're both
species,
carnivorous mammals, and they're both on different sides of the carnivore tree.
and they can't mate. They cannot produce.
That's right,
offspring.
because they're on different ends of the carnivore tree.
Oh, so you're saying if they were closer together?
No,
Okay.
I'm saying that they had a common ancestor, a population that ended up with civets on one side and foxes on another, and then they started with myocytes, but your dogs still have hands.
But you still can't prove.
We already found
your
them.
theory.
We already found them.
Prove that.
That maybe you can in the future, but not today.
Hesperocyon has already
them.
proved it.
You found
The myocytes.
cat, dog, breed.
No, we found an ancestor.
Cat and dog are distant related from this
What would
common
be
ancestor.
closer? What would be closer?
Myocytes, Hesperocyon, things like that.
These are ancient, they're ancient carnivorous animals.
Make it me.
They are the ancestor species. They are the Latin to the French and Spanish people.
I don't know what those.
They don't exist. You understand that French and Spanish both evolved from Latin, right?
Right, but there's a language.
Right, and evolution does the same thing. It's a population level change. So if you want to understand evolution properly, you have to look at it in terms of language. The way French evolved from Latin, the way Spanish evolved from Latin, and importantly also the way Italian evolved from Latin, because Italian's a different concept. Latin was completely replaced by Italian. That's anagenesis, where one is completely replaced by the other. The other one is cladogenesis, where multiple Romanian, French, Spanish all derive out of the same language. So with cats and dogs, and civets, and hyenas, and all of the other carnivores, of which there are many that you don't know about, and many more in the fossil record. We have a direct lineage. We know, for example, we don't have a direct
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
You're missing for a reason.
They're not missing.
They call it missing because they're lying to you. There are no missing links. Have fun finding them.
We have already found
You're
them.
making all these knowledge claims. How do you come up with knowledge claims? How do you come up with reasoning without God?
How would you come up with reasoning with God? How do you come up? How do you come up with
Evidence.
reasoning by citing a magic imaginary friend?
God.
No, it doesn't. I'm saying evidence. We found the
You
fossil.
are presupposing
Immaterial
God.
concept. They're abstract. They don't exist.
You're
in materialistic
presupposing-
universe, sir.
We
All they are
presupposing-
just bags
We
of
already
chemicals.
found the
Here's up here to the
fossil.
laws of chemistry and physics.
You're
You're appealing
presupposing.
to evidence. Evidence presupposes reason, logic, and proof.
No, it doesn't.
These are immaterial
No, it doesn't.
concepts.
Having a fossil in your hand did not presuppose anything.
Missing
Neither
link.
presupposes either.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have. Missing link between what, sir?
Your presuppose. How do you know your sense of the reason about it?
You made a claim. You said we are missing
right.
links.
Hold on.
What missing link do you
I'm
think we're
saying
missing?
if you're presupposing,
Sir, answer my
you
question.
appeal to evidence,
Answer
right?
my question.
You appeal to evidence, right?
Answer my question. You did not.
appeal to evidence?
What missing
When I
links are you
told him,
talking
hold
about?
on. Both of you.
What
hold
missing
on.
links are you talking about? I'm not going to go on until you answer my
You
question.
appealing to evidence, right?
I ask
Hold on.
you.
You
I'm not going to answer you.
Evidence does not
Sir,
exist.
I
in
am not going
materialistic
to.
interviews.
I am not going to answer your question until you answer mine.
Go anywhere, sir.
You made a claim.
Because when you
made a
you
claim.
said that you appeal to evidence, right?
You made a
You
claim.
appeal to evidence.
I am appealing to physical objects I can hold in my hand.
As evidence presupposes reason, right?
No,
Reason, you don't use your reason to determine
it does not
evidence or not.
it does not presuppose reason.
Yes. Reason.
A rock in my hand does not mean my brain to work to exist.
How do you know it's a rock in your hand?
Say, which car has the gun?
Okay, now that we're actually going in the right direction, can you actually answer my question?
How do you know it's a rock in your hand?
For a false alarm.
I'm able to demonstrate it
How do you demonstrate it's a rock in your hand?
by testing it.
How do you test it? What do you use?
Machines.
Do you use your senses and reason?
Sometimes.
Okay, how do you know your senses and reason are valid? Simple question.
By whether or not my conclusions reflect reality.
So you basically use your senses and reason to validate your senses and reason, right?
No, that isn't what I said.
It's not evident.
You guys are having the same argument and you never follow up with it. I just did. I just did.
If our
What?
Matt Slick teaches on it.
I know they
The
do.
same
Our
thing.
central nervous system came about by time, chance, and natural process.
Yep, it definitely did.
Upon what basis do you trust your reason and your cognitive
Reality.
faculties when the very process
Reality.
were mindless of personal chaos? So how do you know your senses
It
of
did
reason
not
are
come
valid?
from
We said I use my
personal
senses of
chaos.
reason valid.
Evolution has refined our ability to observe the world around us.
That's laughable.
And also not.
If you don't understand it, I agree. Yeah, because you don't understand it.
Evolution, we can agree. Evolution is science. Evolution is science fiction.
No, it's not.
Yes, life cannot come from non-life.
That is not evolution.
That's not evolution.
That is not evolution.
about cosmo-evolution.
That's
that is not
abiogenesis. That's not evolution.
You are not discussing evolution anymore. You are discussing a different field of science. That is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the origin of our present life on Earth.
Here's the answer: is when you appeal to logic. God created man. God.
No, he didn't.
Oh yes, he did.
Prove it.
You deny it.
Prove it.
Where's morality come from?
Prove it.
Where does morality come
That's
from?
not proving anything.
Yes, it does.
Provide evidence that your God exists.
Can you go out there and buy morality and grab morality?
Provide
Our
evidence.
laws come based upon God. He said,
Provide
"Thou shalt not
evidence.
murder." It's in the Bible. Thou shalt not murder.
That is not. It
Gave
can't.
up evidence. You see how rational he is? He's irrational. He just threw evidence out the window.
No, I didn't.
When he gave up reason, logic, and proof.
I never gave those things up.
Okay.
I said they reflect reality.
Reason, logic, and proof are immaterial. You can agree with that, right?
No.
Have you ever seen reason?
It is an emergent property of the brain.
Okay. Have you ever seen reason?
Yeah, I've seen brains.
Chemical phys. Therefore, chemical phys is reason.
Chemical reactions in the brain are the emerged properties.
You can't sign truth and falsity to chemical phys. You call reason right or wrong.
I never did.
You did. You just did.
No, I didn't.
You just said reason isn't the chemical phys in the brain.
Yeah, I don't think reason denotes truth. Reality does.
By your own admission, sir, you gave up evidence, and now you gave up knowledge.
No, I didn't.
What is truth in your world?
Reality. The universe around us.
Whose reality? Your reality?
Nope.
The Hindu who said everything is illusion? Whose
Nope.
reality?
I'm not saying
Who
anyone's
determines
reality.
reality? Hitler?
Nobody.
Okay. Can I get there's no reality, sir.
Yes, officer.
I want to try to diffuse this real quick. I need to separate the groups.
So far, we've only just been talking about ideas. We haven't gotten each other's faces yet, but I do appreciate you trying to do
That's
this.
fine.
Would you like us to lower our voices?
No, that has nothing to do with that. I just want to separate the groups for a minute so I can speak to these guys real quick. Can you do me a favor? Can you step down?
Please talk to the officer. The officer wants to talk to you.
What is the reason for splitting up the group?
The officer wants to talk to you.
Because this is causing an argument.
Yeah, but that's freedom of speech.
Again, this event's permitted. You can't have a counter demonstration on a permitted area.
Oh, you're saying they're having a demonstration?
Right. This area is already permitted to this event. You can't have demonstrators on a permitted area. It's already been permitted once. You can't do it again.
I guess it depends upon your definition of demonstration.
If you want to go over there and speak with them, you can. They're allowed to. There's a First Amendment area for them.
So you're going to move them back over there? Oh, okay.
And said, if you're with that event, you go to that event. So we couldn't argue with it.
I'm not here to debate what event you're with and what event what event you're not. But the bottom line is, when you have two groups that are opposing one another and they're kind of getting in each other's face, that's when I got to kind of diffuse the situation. Hold on. I want you to know what my job is. My job is, they have a, excuse me guys, they have a permitted event, correct? Okay, I don't know if you're with that event.
I'm with that event.
Okay.
So am I, actually.
And that's great. But
I'm actually not. I just have a t-shirt.
Gentlemen, may I please?
Sorry,
so
sir.
Their event is their event. If you had an event on the mall over here, I would protect your, excuse me for a moment, I would protect your event just as I have to protect their event. Excuse me, to keep everybody happy, if you want to voice your opinion and you're not with their event, your setup location is over there. Okay?
Just to let you know.
And just so you know, this is a war memorial, and that's not what this sidewalk leading into a memorial is meant for. Okay, we have gentlemen and ladies coming to pay homage, kind of like their final pilgrimage, if you may.
Where would you like us to go?
This is not the area to really do what you're doing to begin with. It's actually a restricted zone.
It is?
Yes.
Where would you like us to
That's
go?
the public.
If you the counter, hold on, the gentlemen, the counter protest
restricted zone.
on the other side.
Well, look it up.
Taxpayers.
Federal regulation doesn't matter. They still pay respect to the memorial, right?
Well, these people at the memorial, they paid the price so that we could have freedom of speech.
Exactly.
Like
The federal
this.
government said you cannot have it here. Okay? It's a restricted area.
We go across the street.
It's not a debate. Okay? You're welcome to look it up, but not here.
Society states that monuments, memorials, and
I
places.
mean, that would be the place for debate in the public square. That's what the country's founded on, right?
I don't follow that. I follow the Code of Federal Regulations. No. It might be a case law to federal regulations, but I don't enforce case. I don't enforce case law. I enforce.
You won't win this argument.
So, can I just-